You told yourself you were fine doing this alone. You had your phone, your online communities, your carefully curated connections. You had options, you had access, but somewhere deep in your chest, something felt hollow, and you couldn't quite explain why all this connection felt so much like loneliness. The answer isn't a flaw in you. It's not a personal failure. It's encoded in your bones. Long before you had a phone or a city or even language, your ancestors solved something that we're still trying to figure out: how to be friends. And the science behind friendship is far stranger and far more important than you might think. Your brain isn't optimized for a world of 8 billion people. It's optimized for a world of about 50 to 150 close relationships. This number, called Dunbar's number after evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar, comes from decades of research on primate brain sizes and social group dynamics across human cultures. Dunbar discovered that there's a mathematical relationship between brain size, specifically the size of your neocortex, and the maximum number of individuals you can maintain stable social bonds with. For humans, that number hovers around 150. That's it. That's the evolutionary ceiling your brain was designed to maintain. But you live in a world where you can theoretically connect with billions. Your social feed shows you thousands of faces. You can message anyone on the planet instantly. So what happens when you try to maintain genuine friendships with hundreds of people? Your brain gets overwhelmed. Your nervous system doesn't know who to trust. It starts sending out distress signals. We call it loneliness. Now, friendship didn't start with a decision or a clever invention. It didn't emerge from philosophy or social contract. It started with survival. Pure, ancient survival. Your ancestors didn't gather in groups because they enjoyed small talk or wanted to expand their social networks. They gathered because groups survived, and individuals alone did not. A lone human against a predator, against a famine, against a harsh winter, that human didn't make it to the next spring. But a group could hunt large prey. A group could share knowledge about which plants were safe to eat, which animals were dangerous. A group could protect children while others foraged. A group could warm each other through the night when the fire was low and the darkness was deep. So evolution didn't just allow friendship to emerge, it demanded it. Your brain is literally wired to need other people, in the way your body needs water or food. This isn't weakness, this is your design. How did that actually happen though? When did humans start genuinely bonding, not just surviving side by side?
Around 2 million years ago, something shifted in the human story. Our brains were growing. Our hands were becoming more sophisticated. We started hunting larger prey, animals that required coordination, strategy, planning across days or weeks. You couldn't kill a mammoth alone. You couldn't take down an elk by yourself. You needed trust. You needed to know that the person next to you would stand their ground, would execute the same strategy you'd discussed, would have your back when teeth and tusks came your way. That's when friendship became not just nice, but necessary for survival.
But hunting together requires something deeper than just proximity. It requires what neuroscientists call mirror neurons, specialized brain cells that fire both when you perform an action and when you watch someone else perform it. Your mirror neurons let you understand another person's intention. They let you predict what they'll do next. They're the neurological foundation of empathy, of genuinely reading another mind. They're why you feel a jolt when you see someone about to touch a hot stove.
Primates have mirror neurons, yes, but humans have more of them, and ours are distributed more widely throughout the brain. Somewhere in the evolutionary dance between larger brains, more sophisticated hands, and coordinated hunting, mirror neurons got rewired in ways that made deep emotional connection possible. Your ancestors didn't just work together, they started to feel together. They could sense each other's fear, each other's confidence, each other's intention.
As time went on, thousands of years passed. Friendship became more complex and more meaningful. Language emerged, storytelling emerged. And here's where it gets beautiful. humans started bonding not just through shared survival, but through shared meaning. You'd tell stories around the fire, myths, histories, explanations for why the stars moved the way they did, why crops grew, why people died. And in listening to those stories, in hearing someone else's understanding of the world and their place in it, your brains literally synchronized.
Neuroscientist Yuri Hassan has shown that when one person tells a compelling story and another listens intently, their brainwave patterns actually align. The listener's brain activity begins to mirror the speaker's, often with a slight time delay. What's happening is profound. You're not just hearing words, you're experiencing what they're experiencing. Your neural activity is literally being shaped by theirs.
And that synchronization? That's the feeling we call connection. That's friendship. Now, what does friendship look like across cultures and time? What's universal?
Every culture that's ever survived has had rituals of bonding. Some cultures mark friendship with shared meals, breaking bread together as a sacred act. Some with gift exchange, each gift carrying the weight of obligation and reciprocal care. Some with physical proximity, sitting close, touching shoulders, maintaining steady eye contact that says, "I see you." The Maori people have the hongi, where two people press their foreheads and noses together to share the breath of life itself. The Romans had the concept of amictia, friendship so deep it was almost a legal status, more binding than blood relation. The ancient Greeks had philia, a love between equals built on genuine care for another person's flourishing, distinct from romantic love or familial obligation.
And that synchronization? That's the feeling we call connection. That's friendship.
Now, what does friendship look like across cultures and time? What's universal? Every culture that's ever survived has had rituals of bonding. Some cultures mark friendship with shared meals, breaking bread together as a sacred act. Some with gift exchange, each gift carrying the weight of obligation and reciprocal care. Some with physical proximity, sitting close, touching shoulders, maintaining steady eye contact that says, "I see you." The Maori people have the hongi, where two people press their foreheads and noses together to share the breath of life itself. The Romans had the concept of amicizia, friendship so deep it was almost a legal status, more binding than blood relation. The ancient Greeks had philia, a love between equals built on genuine care for another person's flourishing, distinct from romantic love or familial obligation. What's constant across all of these? A shared acknowledgement that you matter to me, and I matter to you, that your experience affects me, that your survival, your happiness, your presence in my life has meaning beyond utility. Friendship is the human claim that you are worth something simply because you exist.
Friendship isn't a luxury humans invented late in our evolution. It's a necessity your ancestors learned to ritualize and protect. And every culture that survived has figured out how to do it.
But here's what's happened in the last century or so. Your world got much bigger. Your phone got much smaller. And the distance between people, even when they're sitting in the same room, got harder and harder to bridge. We've never had more ways to stay connected. Text, video calls, social media, instant messaging, shared playlists, and we've never felt more alone. Why? Why doesn't it work? Because friendship requires something that a text, a like, or a comment can't quite deliver. Presence. Real, embodied presence. It requires synchronized brainwaves. It requires your full attention showing up in real time, in shared space. It requires the vulnerability of being truly seen by another person, without a filter or a carefully curated version of yourself.
And that's not a weakness. That's the whole point. Friendship works because it asks something of you. It requires you to remember someone else's fears, their hopes, their small daily struggles. It requires you to show up, even when you're tired or anxious. It requires you to listen without immediately pivoting to your own story.
Your ancestors did this around fires, in hunting parties, during ceremonies that lasted hours or even days. They held each other through loss. They celebrated together until dawn. They knew each other's parents, each other's children. the names of each other's ancestors. And your brain hasn't changed. Not really. You still crave that depth.
There's a reason loneliness is now recognized as a public health crisis by major health organizations around the world. Your body responds to loneliness the way it responds to physical danger. Cortisol rises, inflammation spreads, your nervous system stays in a low-level state of alert. Over time, chronic loneliness damages your heart, your immune system, your ability to think clearly. It's not poetic or metaphorical, it's biology. Your brain is literally dying of thirst for what it was designed to receive.
The good news? You don't need hundreds of friendships. You don't need to be liked by everyone. You need maybe 3 to 5 people who know you deeply. You need regular, unhurried time in their presence. You need to be honest about your struggles, your fears, your messy humanity, and you need to offer them the same. That's all your ancient brain is asking for.
Of course, friendship is harder to maintain now. You live far from your family. Your job moves you across continents. Your schedule is fragmented into 10,000 small commitments. Shared physical space is scarce and hard-won, so you have to be intentional about it in ways your ancestors never did. You have to build rituals. You have to protect time. You have to say no to things that pull you away from the people who matter. But here's the thing. Every person who's ever felt truly seen by another person knows this is worth it. Friendship is the antidote to the particular loneliness of modern life. It's the oldest medicine your ancestors knew. If this kind of deep human history and psychology is landing for you, following along genuinely helps this channel keep going. We're building something here together. So, how does it change things knowing that your deepest friendships are written into your evolutionary code? You told yourself you were fine doing this alone, but maybe friendship was never optional. Maybe it was always the point. There's another one waiting for you. It explores why humans bond through hardship and vulnerability, why our greatest friendships often form in crisis. It picks up right where this leaves off. Take care.